So what do I mean when I say don't be a pick me? Now, I'm not talking about women who dress for men, dress for the male gaze, put on a bit of lippy, try and get men's attention. I'm talking about the pick me variety that throws other women under the bus. The women who are not there for other women. The women who try to compare themselves to women who are deemed undesirable by males to prop themselves up, to make themselves more appealing, to be one of the boys, or whatever it may be. Women who do not support other women and will always put a man before another woman are despicable, in my opinion. These are the kind of women who prop up the patriarchy and keep it going. Now, the patriarchy is not just there because of women, obviously, but the kind of women who blindly accept that they've got to be a certain way, they've got to dress a certain way, they've got to behave a certain way just to get male approval because, that's so important, obviously. Those are the kind of women I'm speaking to, and the women who do not support other women, the women who will bitch behind other women's backs, the women who do not support other women on any other level and are kind of jealous. These pick me types are not the kind of people you want to be around as you are deconditioning, deconstructing, and decentering men, because their whole world revolves around men and male approval. That doesn't personally align with me. Now, have I been a pick me in my prior years, in my heyday? Maybe. Not necessarily against other women. I wasn't even thinking that far. It was more like men and men's approval is it. I need to make sure that I'm approved of. Obviously, that's not what I was thinking consciously, but my behavior was that, you need to be chosen, you need to be picked. And being with someone is so important when absolutely it is not. So I'm a woman's woman. I will prop up other women. I will support other women. I will empower other women. I will never put a woman down, especially in front of a man or male. So the pick me women perpetuate these patriarchal lies that we were all sold because it benefits them in the short term. They will be receiving the brunt of this, and they may realize in 5, 10, 15 years, whatever it may be. Now, this is nothing against those women, but I don't know any of those women. They are not in my circles because I do not support that way of thinking. Being a pick me hurts the woman and it hurts those around her. Now, if you know someone who is a pick me and they have daughters, that's a whole other problem within itself. Not all daughters follow in their mother's footsteps, obviously. Some go completely the opposite direction. But if you have a mother who is a pick me woman who will put women down and throw them under the bus, that is just teaching your daughters that, men are everything. Men are the pinnacle of all things, and our lives revolve around them, and that we must respect everything they are by default. There is no earning of that respect, it's just given. Now, pick me's are, in my opinion, not confident women. They are highly insecure and they are threatened by women in power, women with a voice, women who are outspoken, women who are deemed to be, feminists, and will perpetuate that misogyny that we experience and see from men, and they will have their own internalized misogyny, and that will come out. That's what I'm talking about, the pick me. It's not the obvious looking for attention and dressing in a certain way for attention. It is more that deep-seated hatred towards other women to look good in front of men. Now, I don't know what kind of men women like that hang around with, but it's not men who truly value women and you as a woman either, if that's who you are. Now, when we were younger, obviously there weren't these words: decentering, being a pick me. That was not a thing. It was a behavior. There were other names for that kind of behavior, and if you had that kind of behavior yourself, there was no name for it because it was normal. We were kind of taught and socialized to be that way and to seek attention and validation outside of ourselves. When a woman does work on herself to be her true authentic self and heals her wounds and goes on this deep dive and does the identity work to really transform into the version of herself who is fully formed, fully kind of expanding and growing and evolving and doing that inner work and very self-aware. It is impossible to be liked by everyone when you're on that journey, and people will start to fall away, and that is more than okay, because you will find your people. There are so many powerful, secure, self-aware, evolved and expanded women out there who are on this journey, who are deconstructing. You don't have to be a pick-me. And if you identify with being that way when you were younger, that's absolutely fine. You may be in your 40s or 50s now and realize that, oh, hang on, I never had to be that way. I never had to operate in that way. Anyway, I just came here because that's been something on my mind. If you want to not seek men's approval or break away from that and to self-validate and decenter men, one of the things to do is maybe look at your behavior. Where am I being a bit of a pick-me, or where have I been a bit of a pick-me? Where do I seek male's attention and validation? Do I validate myself, or do I seek validation from outside? Because compliments are fine, and recognition and all that kind of stuff, that is fine as long as you do that first and foremost for yourself, and anything else outside of you is a bonus. Okay, so let me know in the comments if you resonate with this, or if you know any pick-me's, or where you are in your journey, because being a pick-me is just perpetuating the patriarchy, and we are deconstructing, at least here. All right, so I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.